believe you're going on second, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, this is Jim Trainer. I'm sure a bunch of you know him. I'm still trying to figure him out. I think he feels the same way about me. Jim Trainer's work has appeared in Raw Paw 6 Alien, The Waggle, Philadelphia Stories, Divergent Magazine, Anthology Philly, the Fredericksburg Literary and Art Review, Verbicide Magazine, a series of moments in PoetryInk. The release of September, his second full-length collection of poetry, coincides with the founding of Yellow Lark Press. Trainer lives in Austin, Texas, as do I, where he serves as the curator for Going for the Throat, a weekly publication of cynicism, outrage, correspondence, and romance. Don't mess it up, man. You're up. Everybody give a big round of applause for Jim Trainer.
Might have to refocus that camera because I moved the podium. Fernando, I moved the podium up a little bit. I don't know if you... When you're real, the world will tower over you, and you'll pace and beat the street like a parasite. The words of the players will fall on you heavy, but crumble and scurry scattershot across the floor. When you're real, the sun can't be trusted, and the night will fill your shadow with pig iron. They'll give you something that you'll have to pay for, if not now, then the rest of your life. They'll tell you that peace is war. Plead your devotion to a masked god, an untrue god, a cheap bag of fantasy god. Smile at you through a screwed-on face and tell you how nothing is wrong and everything is wrong. Covet their scars and crowns, rubles and disease. Stand over you as you build a temple to their vanity 6 feet down. When you're real, they'll lie and kill and shuck and poison you, spin you further and further out from your triumph until the little blue ball of earth saliently smacks into the sun. Woo! Thank you. Let's hear it for Brian Gross, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't he great?
Yeah.
I wouldn't go that far.
Hey, man. Hey, lady. You know, I asked him to come and cut down the profanity, but the thing is, I think when you get to the core of Brian, he's like, he's very mystical, you know? I mean, I've seen him do readings and walk on stage to Raining Blood by Slayer, so. I mean, I don't know. That was my request to him, but I think you can see why I requested that.
Thank you, sir.
No, thank you. My name is Jim Trainer, and I don't have sex anymore.
Oh, you get to talk about stuff like that.
Oh, yes. I'm shooting pool, fat man. I'm a eunuch. I've systematically removed distraction from my life. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do drugs. Now it's all about the work, like it always was, but now there's nothing left. In my doctor's office, we talk about antidepressants and enlarged prostates. She stuck her finger up my ass. It's the most action I've had in months.
Again.
I'm bored, but I'm satisfied. And I want to believe in a love, you know, that total love, that mind, body, spirit love, total connection, every chakra, you know. I've traded in high passion for a straight line, orgasmic cries in the night for a bedtime. I've systematically removed every distraction from my life. I'm bored and I'm satisfied, but I want to believe in that love that in the past I've only used as a drug. It's great to see y'all tonight. some new faces, some old faces. I'm going to read until Bernard pulls me off the stage.
I'll do that.
Brian's in charge of that. That was kind of a spoken word piece that I just performed for you. This is a poem. Yeah. Oh, and it is a poetry reading, but feel free to respond in any manner you feel. You know, I'm from Philly, so I can take it. This is a proud, flat line. There aren't any answers for the addict, just uncovered swathes of time. Time at the knives, blown out, overwrought time. Finding something to do with your hands will never be as good as the first cigarette of the day. Patience and appreciation won't be as fun as going out to sea in your cups and having sex with everybody. But self-respect and health, they go hand in hand. Life is ordinary, sometimes banal. It's unexceptional and even-keeled. Accept this and you have aligned yourself with truth. Even banged up, there's a comfort in knowing that. Even banged up and untriumphant, hard-edged and sullen, and even wondrous and free sometimes, sober is the truest you're going to get, the most authentic you there is. It might not feel as good as a bourbon in a water glass at sunrise, but it's all right. Thank you. This next poem will reference Songs Ohia, Jason Molina, singer-songwriter who sadly passed a couple years ago, as well as Philip Levine, one of my very favorite poets. It's called Vigil. Lit the opium this morning in black peppery smoke, split the air and swirled around me like a foolish dream. I thought of Levine squinting through sulfur flares, glaring at the sun on an industrial Detroit morning. I could see Molina sticking his thumb out for the last time on the bridge out of Hammond. My heroes' work, precious, never delicate, their scars never for show. They roamed far from Hollywood, and the price was always too high for heaven. A poem is the way of living, and a song the way of life. It's why Molina was always leaving beneath a blue Chicago moon. Why Levine was always looking for a white sun burning beyond the towers through the smoke. Thank you. Two Blue Lights is a Songs Ohia song off of Didn't It Rain, which is recorded at Soundgun Studios in Philadelphia, 2001. This is called Two Blue Lights. She lives by the water up Seattle or Portland way. There's two blue lights she can see from her apartment, out on the docks above where she works for tips and meals. She says these lights have a spirituality for her. One light, that's the past. It shines, reminds, it's always there, and it's intermittent. The other, it doesn't blink out on the water. This one is her hope for the future. And it's these two lights reflecting off the water that she can see from her apartment above the diner where she works for tips and meals that are her spirituality now. She says she thinks of me all the time, and it's getting better, and she'd love to see me again sometime, but she knows that she needs something to hope for. And if we did see each other again, then she'd have nothing to look forward to, and those two blue lights wouldn't mean anything anymore. She says it's getting better up Seattle or Portland way. Thank you. I was telling Bernard that I hope he has a lot to read, because I have this list, and I hope you're all still with me, and will remain with me till the end of the list, because I will finish my goddamn list. You can steal all these lines, but they're copyrighted. Spirits. I want to send this out to Bernard. I will say some words about him, but I want to send this one in particular out to my brother Bernard. It's been, 99? It's been 17 years. This is called Spirits. The smell of this soap on my hands this morning reminds me of mornings with Clio, drinking hickory coffee in New Orleans before all this trouble began, before that great place was lost in calamity. She was a great dame, that Clio, the greatest of them all, with her corsets and her ochre lipstick. We would put them back until so quiet on the streets at 3, 4, 5 a.m. We'd listen as the spirits told us. You could almost feel the ruin, but that's how that town always felt, haunted and long gone. They shut down that place, made it into a pet supply store. Downtown don't look the same, and I hear she's living in East Texas now. Me, I got nothing better to do than fall in love on the streets of my new town. I still drink the hickory and smoke the periques in the morning, but it's dry here, and there's too much hope here for anything like time or history to speak to me. 3 weeks more on the night shift and I'll be out, heading west or someplace where the American disease and trouble hasn't landed yet. Maybe Portland, maybe Europe, XO, Clio Bell, greatest dame of them all. Does everybody like books? Nah. I mean, I love books. I love my book. Sorry. I'm all about the democratization of media. I'm not going to be a fuddy-duddy, but a book is a fucking thing, right? You can hold in your hand and buy from Bernard. Am I taking too long, Bernard?
I don't care.
Bernard don't care. I'll just keep reading until Brian throws me off the stage. I had the great pleasure of going up to Portland to run this off at the Independent Publishing Resource Center. These are actually letterpress covers, bound and cut by me. Thank you. Challenge. This poetry has been my life's challenge, and I rose to it every time. This poetry, the arena I boldly entered, and I'm fighting still. I'm not quite sure I've imagined locked doors of academia and their 1,000 reasons to do something else with my life, but I owe it all to poetry. It was my access to the inner life, lit my smoke in front of the firing squad of time, gave the muse a fire escape she could climb, and just an overcoat and heels. It gave me the words to rent law, and it drove the characters to collide. This clacking of keys into big dumb night, tumblers catching on a lockbox of heart, containing all the hunger, the lightning, the way. Thank you. This poem was in the Fredericksburg Literary and Art Review in March, I believe. It's called Passage. Between two rises down to the water, past Pasquale's and Dahl's Antiquities. I was younger when I started this, younger kissing Tara's lips. But I had to come again to the edge of the water and blindly stare into the dark, all intention west, not seeing a damn thing past the harbor's lights, nor discerning a simple meaning from the vessel's passage neath the raised bridge. I see with my father's eyes when I look west like this, not into the face of my own son but his. I'll take my walking medicine with me, back up between rises and fill my lungs with that magic blue West Coast air. Constellations wheeling, the conductors at the station calling. Each time out, I'm older and reminded how young I was. I don't even know who to directly quote it to, that all poetry is about love or death. Strong third of topics of poetry for me is in tribute to Mr. Charles Bukowski, who would have celebrated his 96th birthday yesterday. I call him my papa. Chinaski. People call Hemingway papa, but I don't. I call Bukowski papa. And this is for him. By celebrating with us his shrinking nights and sharing with us his fool's joy, by sitting back with his booze for a total eclipse of the world he knew and kissing it all goodbye, Hank gave poetry some balls. He gave the soggy road some heart. The classical music on hot St. Pedro nights was nothing compared to the symphony he played. The man roared. He played death and bluffed and won. He bluffed and raised the stakes for us all. He sat at the center of humanity's blind orbits of idiocy and sidelined it on the skid rows of East Hollywood. He had a toothless smile, as wide as the Buddha he typed in front of in his last peaceful years. A far cry from his cruel factory days, when racked and buckled under the sad no-chance pain. Under the sad no-chance pain. And he looked at pain in its most vicious and glaring yellow eye. And Hank asked, why? Don't try. Thank you. Y'all still with me?
Yep.
All right, thanks.
Bring it.
I'm skipping some stuff. I've abandoned the list. This is called Finally Fall. This morning I waited. Sometimes you have to. In this business, most times you have to. I waited for it to come, or not. That's the thing. You have to be open to it. Maybe you'll find you're not inspired. You're obviously not inspired, so you sit and wait for it to come. I read a story about the great writer. He would sit bolt upright, his machine humming before him. Then, in a start, he would dive down into those keys, really start working those keys, in a buzz and a flash. He was a great writer. I'll never live him down. Always feel like I'm in his shadow somehow. So I sit and wait for his shadow to pass over me, and all the things I was supposed to be, all my yesterdays, and every foolish last night. Sometimes it doesn't come. This was one of those times. Some thoughts aren't easy to shake. She is relentless, and thoughts of her are interminable. The way she looks in that photo, so platonic and fake. She looks neither as happy as the day I told her, nor as sad and mean as the day she broke the news. She's as phony as they come. Gone but not gone. We split and now the summer's over. I couldn't be happier. It's finally fall. But the way she looks in that photo really fucks with me. Loretta's right. I'm the tragic romantic. Loretta's got long, long legs. They just go up the fucking wall into the ceiling. We were at her sister's bar for the Talk Dirty podcast, and the roof was coming in. Water everywhere. I was sitting next to her on the lover's sofa and those incredibly long legs. You're 4 on the anagram, she said. The tragic romantic. I smiled. She had her hair pinned up like a Hollywood starlet and was dressed in a tight silk kimono. Corsica amber pumps that drove me crazy. I was imagining those pumps and her legs wrapped around my fucking head. That's when Guy moved in. She's got a coterie of guys. They swarm and hive around her, follow her around the bar and buy her drinks. He offered to buy us one. Whiskey and water. Loretta is all class, all legs and ass. A far cry from her sister, Lorraine, my boss for the podcast. Crazy Rainy. Crazy Rainy is hardscrabble and green-eyed. If Loretta is all class, then Lorraine is uncouth. They're both Geminis. Have the same birthday, actually, but years apart. Loretta is older, closer to 50, and Rainy's still coming up. Drive. She's porcelain white, flashing her phoniest smile. Can we talk? No. I get out the car, put my hands on her waist, and pull her close. We kiss ravenously. I pull her hair back on her head, ease her onto the drive, and mount her. Wait here. I get into the El Camino and slowly pull forward. Then I put it in reverse and gun it. It sounds like I'm backing over a sack of luggage. When I pull forward at full speed, it sounds a little softer and I gag a little. I had my start. The story was getting some traction. I look at the photo on my desk. She's still smiling, but now a tire print is hatched across her face and her arms and her legs. It's ruined. I get out of the car. I can see Loretta in the doorway, bathed in light, with a drink in hand, standing on those incredible long legs, smiling. That was pretty self-indulgent of me to read a short story. Thank you. I'd like to send this out to my mom. It's called Madagan, which is colloquial Italian for American. Those mornings she'd rise, him coughing and cursing trolley bells. It was impossible to see anything but mother, bleeding through the damask, the yellowing egg white of her hands. He was impossible. Would she cower and drop the mixed bowl? Would he storm out without coffee or paper? And the most impossible would be brother, 20 years gone, coming up the hall, like and unlike father. Same barreling chest, same dark and scowling line, but gentle, much too. Thank you. This is from National Poetry Month.
Mm-hmm.
I like to post a poem every day for National Poetry Month. This is called Run. They sold big cans of beer and crawfish across the fields and up the road from the yard. On my last day, with Butch gone a week and less than $100 to my name, a yellow lab pup followed me back to my bunk. Something had been working on me ever since I found out we'd only be making $12 an hour to fire watch in the middle of the sweltering Gulf. I drank the sundown with Roscoe, laying beside. Woke up thinking New Orleans or California. I had girls and friends across the continent, and a light load, a pair of rigger boots and a duffel. The dog had run away in the middle of the night, and I flew back to the East Coast. I was 32. I guess we met in West Philly, and then I booked a gig with Bernard, my first gig out of town, did a spoken word tour. Amtrak offered like 4 cities for $800, and my first gig was at the Rinky Dink in Lafayette, Louisiana. Bernard was warm enough and nice enough to book me there, and it began. It's called The Longest Layover. Amtrak offered 4 cities for $800, and since Lafayette, Louisiana was one of the dates I had booked, I got laid over in New Orleans for free. I went clear across the country, all the way to San Francisco. When I got there, I signed up for food stamps and sold them to the Asian ladies out front at 2 on the dollar. I sold my return leg to a girl at the hostel and rebooked the same 4 cities for my return. Aurora, Houston, Lafayette, NOLA, which was extra. Do you guys even call it NOLA? New Orleans, which was extra, and Wilmington, Delaware, which was where my father lived at the time. I had the best gig of my life in Houston at Natsuo on Main. I met a lot of nice people along the way. I was 25. It was the end of the century. I spent the next 10 years of my life lost in the city of Philadelphia. I'm getting the cane.
I'm just saying, well,
Can I keep going?
I mean, we got to close down at 10.
At 9, so.
I'm going to take your suggestion into consideration. Can I keep reading? You can say no. I shouldn't have asked, right? I'm gonna keep reading.
One more.
What? Thank you for your honesty. What?
I said, one more.
That is amazing. Wrap it up, Bernard? Yeah? Okay. Bernard said to wrap it up, so I shall.
Let's get noon.
What?
You mean massage it? I'm gonna come over there and rub that butt for you.
Oh my God. Well, thanks. I really hope I wasn't too self-indulgent.
No, not at all.
Cheers. Invisible like this, they were praying in temple when I took to the riddled road. I traveled blind up the coast and sunk into the new town. I disappeared into the crowd. There'd be some time to kill, invisible like this, drinking coffee by the window, typing late until the afternoon. Then one day will be the day. I'll drop my razor in the lather, take a leather strap to my shoulder, and a couple rolls of film. Skies will go bottle green, curfew will come down, and before the radio goes silent, they'll announce what town is on fire now. I'll know where to find you. Thank you.